Hello, welcome to Your Best Car. My name's Garrett. I'm going to talk you around this Land Rover Defender 110. Before we get into it though, a little bit about us. We've been established for 10 years. We've got sites in Kent and Buckinghamshire. This is our Buckinghamshire branch. We are an approved finance provider for Black Horse, Alfira and Evolution funding, and we can also take any vehicle in part exchange. So do get in touch and see how we can help you. Back to the car though. This is the D300 110 Defender. I'm sure you're familiar with the Defender 110 if you're watching this video. Obviously the 90 stops about here, the 130 comes to about here and has 7 seats as standard. This is the 110. It's the pick of the bunch in my opinion, because it's just about the right size and is, in my opinion, probably one of the best SUVs on the road at the moment. The 3-litre diesel engine comes in two formats, a 250 horsepower and a 300. Both are perfectly adequate, but for a big car like this, I think the D300 does just have a little bit more get up and go, being a straight 6 Ingenium engine. They are a mild hybrid. You don't really notice the mild hybrid bit. It does just give it a little bit more pickup when you're driving it around town. It's not as laggy as maybe conventional turbo diesels, so a really nice thing to have. This one's finished in Carpathian grey. The standout options are those wonderful 22-inch Defender wheels. The 20-inch wheels look very, very similar. They just don't fill the arches out quite as well. And a really good way to know if it's got the 22s, other than looking at the tyre size, is the 22s say Defender on them, and the 20-inch ones don't. You've also got to put Continental Cross Climate tyres on these, as they're the only tyre manufacturer who do this size. And this has got a brand new set on it as well, so no expense on tyres for a little while for whoever buys this one. It's the X Dynamic model, so it's a little bit more rugged. And it's got those black styling accents on it as well. And then the SE spec, which I'm sure you're familiar with if you're watching this, but it gives you things like electric memory seats, heated seats, the air suspension. This one's got the side steps on it as well, just to really finish it off. And it's also got the 360 cameras, which you can see in the gloss black mirrors as well there. A real good point on this car, it is VAT qualifying. So the price you can see is inclusive of VAT. We know for a lot of normal buyers, that is not going to make a jot of difference to you. But if you are looking to buy it through a company to use for the company, or if you're looking to export it perhaps, that is a real benefit. So the price you see it advertised at is including the VAT. It's got to be one of the best looking Defenders out there in this colour combination. It's got keyless entry and keyless go, so the keys are in my pocket, so you see the door just opened up there. Real good load area and perfectly square. I have used one of these before for a family holiday, and I can't stress enough how helpful it is, the fact that the boot is perfectly square and so easy to load with this big opening door, which even has a nice little bit of storage in it as well. Practicality is at the forefront of everything with this car. Everything's very hard wearing, everything's very durable. Not quite the same luxury finish you get in something like a Range Rover perhaps, as you can see there, but definitely as good to drive in my opinion. Loads of legroom, more so than you get in the Range Rover or the Discovery. This is the 5-seater model. You can get a 110 with 7 seats, and obviously the 130 comes standard with them. Very light use on this car. It's not been used as a van or a truck. It's definitely not a commercial one, just if anyone's wondering about that being VAT qualifying. It's a normal car that's VAT qualifying. It is not a Defender commercial. A real telltale sign on these is if it's got the carpet mats rather than the rubber ones. If people put the rubber ones in, it's usually because they're going to use it for slightly more industrial work. Electric memory seats, driver and passenger, and you've got your blind spot here as well, so if a car's coming up behind you and you're trying to open the door, it will warn you. And you've got Bliss on the mirror too, which is the blind spot detection system. Let's just go around to the driver's side. It's in really nice condition. I'm kind of glossing over that. For a 2-year-old car, 35,000 miles on the clock, it's exactly what you'd expect. It's probably better than what you'd expect, in all honesty. Once again, very rugged, very hard wearing. Vehicle software update. We better get that done. That's literally come up when we've been sat here. So what that does is the car can just have an update as and when, rather than having to take it back into the dealer. So let's turn it on now, and you can see some of the functionality. You've got heated seats, left and right. You've got the air suspension, which is currently locked into the access height point, but you can just move that back up and it goes up automatically when you drive off. Auto aircon, dual zone. They do a larger screen on these ones, but I find this is more than adequate for what you need. And once again, you've got the semi-digital display in the middle there with your speed limit display and everything like that, which looks brilliant. Loads of USB and USB-C. If you're anything like me and you've got one iPhone and your wife's got the other, you need different plugs, so that's quite handy. and they're littered around everywhere. There's one just in the top shelf there, and you're not going to be able to see this because it's dark, but there's got some in the back as well. It's been serviced twice by Land Rover. The first service was done early, I think it was about 11,000 miles. It's all detailed in the advert. But the second one was done at 22, and then they're every 21,000 miles. So it's going to be due again at 43,000 or something like that. Hopefully this video has been informative for you. If this car is of interest, please click one of the buttons to get in touch with the team, or pick up the phone to have a chat about it. As I said at the start, we can arrange your finance and we can take your old car in part exchange. Hope this has been helpful, and we look forward to welcoming you soon here at Your Best Car. Thank you.